Hey guys! In today's video, I'm gonna share what I've been working on for the past 3 weeks. I wanted to remake some of my older Christmas card designs from past years that I never got the chance to remake, and this is what I managed to get done: 9 Christmas cards. So without any further ado, let me show you how it went. The first step was printing some of my watercolor designs. I used Arch's watercolor paper, and it almost felt like they were painted and not printed, which is so interesting. As you can see, each design has a cutout box around it. They were supposed to be completely cut out by a machine that I'm using for that purpose, but for some reason something went wrong when I put the paper inside the machine, and it just barely scratched the surface of the paper, but didn't actually cut it. But at least I had a guideline to where I should cut the paper, and I proceeded to cut each little art print. After this, I made the base of my Christmas cards, on which I would eventually glue paper strips. I always make my base cards by hand, using 300 GSM cardstock. This makes the card sturdier for when I glue my paper strips on top. I had planned to make about 14 or 15 cards, and I even prepared the base cards for all of them. You know how sometimes we plan things and then we realize that somehow we can't finish everything we wanted to make because we don't have enough time. But I'm still happy with all the cards that I did get to finish. Okay, now let's start working on the cards one by one. The first cards I made were the ones with the wreaths. So I began to make many little quilling elements, as you will see, because I wanted to make a total of 4 cards, and I needed quite a few quilling elements to fill up these wreaths. I made this design with a wreath for the first time 3 years ago. I really liked it, so I decided to keep it for myself and not add it to my shop. I just couldn't part with it. It was a special little card for me, so I kept it safely in a box, and I still have it even today, looking just as beautiful as when I first made it. This year, I decided I would make a few of these cards to add to my shop just because I really wanted to remake this pretty design, which I never had the chance to make again. Because of the fact that I'm always working on new quilling designs, I almost never get the chance to remake older designs. So how about you? Do you have special cards or artworks or handmade things that you have a hard time parting with so you never do? Let me know in the comments. Next, I worked on this red and white bauble. I started by making the outline using 300 GSM paper strips. Actually, I first made the top part, the finial, but I didn't film this step. This card doesn't have a complicated quilling design, and so that's one of the reasons that I decided to remake it. Plus, the red and white just give a winter holiday feeling. This is another card that I made only once before, and I just felt like remaking it this year. My next card was the blue and magenta bauble. Again, like with the red bauble, I first made the outline of the bauble. I made this ornament a few years ago, but with a different quilling design on top than the one I'm making here. This year, I thought of making a simpler design, but still fun and cute. You'll see that in just a little bit. The next design was the Christmas tree. I didn't film myself making the outline because by now you will have understood how I do that part. In any case, if you want more in-depth videos on how to make certain quilling elements from these cards, elements which I don't show in this video, I linked some videos below where I share more details of how I made the cards from this video, so check those videos out if you're interested. I also made another wreath with a few different elements and colors, but just as cute as the other wreaths. Quilled wreaths are one of my favorite Christmas designs to make. What designs do you normally prefer to make? And my last card was another special one for me. This lovely pine tree branch with 3 little ornaments. The only other time I made it was 2 years ago, and that time I made a bigger version of it with a few slight differences. This card is another one of my favorite Christmas cards I made over the years. I think I'm starting to say that of a lot of my cards. I guess every one of them is unique and special because it's made with much effort and work and love. I'm sure you can relate. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope this video gives you an appetite to go and make your own Christmas cards or any other seasonal handmade art. I'm very grateful and happy that I got to finish making all these cards. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy crafting or making cards around this time of the year, and what do you particularly like to make. Happy quilling or crafting, and see you next time.